Welcome back to biology classes. Today we will discuss very important topic, chromosomal theory of inheritance, and also we will discuss on linkage and recombination and the genetic mapping. This is the most requested topic from the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation. So we know that Gregor Mendel worked tremendously on the basis of inheritance in pea plants, and he published his experiments as well as laws in 1865. But due to some reasons, his work remained unrecognized, and these reasons were lack of communication. Second was the concept of factors, that these factors, what we call today are the genes, occur in pairs and there is no blending between these alleles or genes which takes place, and the factors are the discrete unit of heredity. So these concepts he was not able to explain, and therefore it was not accepted by his contemporaries. The third reason was he used mathematical logic and statistics in the biological phenomenon, which was not accepted by the biologist, and since this logic was completely new to them. And the last reason was that he was not able to explain or give physical proof with respect to factors that where they are located in an organisms. But in 1900, his work got widely publicized, and that was because of E. Schermach, Hugo de Vries and C. Correns. These three scientists, they rediscovered Mendel's work. During those days, there was the advancement of microscope came into existence, and because of this they were able to study the cell and the organelles and what is present inside the nucleus. So they observed that there are some structures that are present inside the nucleus, and they are the colored bodies which appear due to the staining technique which they had used. And they saw that there are some structural patterns and there is the movement of these structures, and that was named as chromosomes. So in 1902, Walter Sutin and Theodore Boveri, they studied in detail on the chromosomal pattern and the movement of these chromosomes during meiotic division. And they could explain that what Mendel was speaking about the factors are actually located on these chromosomes. And as Mendel had said about the segregation of these alleles or the factors was actually the segregation of these chromosomes. So they found certain similarities between the Mendelian factors as well as the chromosomal pattern of inheritance. So they observed that chromosomes appear in paired forms, and these paired chromosomes are called as homologous chromosomes. Moreover, the factors what Mendel was speaking about, they are located on these homologous chromosomes in the form of pair. And these homologous chromosomes are seen in an individual, that half set of chromosome, that is one set of chromosome from one parent and other set of chromosome which is obtained from the other parent. So that's why it becomes homologous pair or homologous chromosomes. So they also observed that these homologous pairs are resembling to each other. That indicates that the genes that are present on the chromosome, one chromosome, same genes are located at same locus on the other chromosome. So the traits are in pair form, okay, with their variants, and same thing was explained without the microscopic study by Mendel. They could also study that these chromosomes are transferred from one generation to another, and because it is transferred from one generation to another, definitely the factors also will be transferred, as these factors are located on the chromosome. Even they noticed that during meiotic division, there is the half number of chromosomes are transferred in the gametes due to meiotic division. And same was explained by Mendel, that during gamete formation, half of the allele or 50% of the allele will be observed in the gametes. Okay, and these are restored back when the gametic fusion takes place. So the number of chromosomes will be restored back as that of parental one. Also they observed that in an organism all the cells have same genetic composition. So this was all about chromosomal theory of inheritance, wherein they explained or related their experiment with that of Mendel's experiments. The chromosomal theory of inheritance states that the Mendelian factors or genes are located on the chromosome. We can see here there are various genes that are located on the chromosome, and these chromosomes, they segregate or assort independently during the meiosis. They do not depend on each other. Okay, so they independently get separated from each other. In meiotic division, it was seen that there are two possible arrangement of the chromosomes at metaphase stage. So accordingly the gametes will be formed. For example, in first possibility, we will just consider this is the diploid cell or gamete mother cell which is supposed to undergo meiotic division. So at metaphase 1, the segregation or separation of these chromosomes will be such that each cell will have half the number of chromosomes. Since there are half the number of chromosomes in each cell, definitely there will be half the number of factors which were actually present in paired form. So these factors will be such that each cell will have two different factors representing two different traits. For example, in F1 generation which Mendel had observed during dihybrid cross which he had carried out, he had seen in F1 generation they were all round and yellow seeded plants. So we will take that same example. So capital R, capital Y, small y. So definitely there will be the 4 chromosomes with these characteristics. So capital R, paired form, and capital Y, small y, again they are paired form. So in metaphase 1, what happens? The chromosomes will be reduced to half in such a way that each cell will have one R and one Y. So here we see that both the alleles or the genes are of dominant type. So capital R, capital Y, same type of chromosome. Okay. Whereas in the other cell there are the recessive genes chromosomes, small r, small y. So accordingly gametes will be formed. In the second possibility, we see that the cells may have capital R, small y, right? So it is heterozygous, and the other it will be small r, small y. So this way also the arrangement of chromosomes can occur, and because of this arrangement we will get different combination of gametes. And same thing was observed by Gregor Mendel. He had got the 4 possibilities of gametes which he had seen after finding out the gametes from the F1 generation plant. So the chromosomal theory of inheritance proved Mendelian inheritance to be correct. So the detailed study of chromosomal theory was expanded by T.H. Morgan and his colleagues, namely Sturtevant and Bridges. They said that male and female gamete act as bridges between one generation to the other, and also these sperms and egg contribute equally in the heredity of a particular offspring. Also, since in the nucleus there are chromosomes that are present, therefore the chromosomes will carry the hereditary traits or characteristics. But there were lot of questions in T.H. Morgan's mind. For example, how do variation originated when Gregor Mendel had experimented, and how did he get those heterozygous plants? Or do variation which he got was due to mutation? And suppose if genes are controlling a particular trait, then there has to be some mutation and it can alter the chromosomal structure. So these all questions were puzzling in his mind. So he started with his experiment in 1910 on fruit fly. The scientific name of fruit fly is Drosophila melanogaster. So they are 1 mm sized organism, fruit flies, male and female, on which he had experimented on. Due to his lot of contribution in the field of genetics and in sex-linked inheritance, he was called as father of experimental genetics. So we will see how T.H. Morgan experimented his work. He chose Drosophila because of few reasons. He could rear and breed these fruit flies. Second, the lifespan was very short, and from one pair of flies he could get hundreds of progeny. Moreover, the identifying characteristic or observable characteristics were easily seen and the difference he could make out. So there were various phenotypes which he had seen, and these organism fruit flies which he crossed to find out the possible genotypes as well as phenotypes. He crossed red-eyed female wild type which is dominant with that of recessive white-eyed male. So as usual, he got all red-eyed females as well as males in F1 generation. That indicated Mendel experiment wherein we had seen F1 generation will resemble to one of the parent. So it was true here. Then he tried the crossing between the F1 offsprings and he observed again the same ratio what Mendel had got, that is 3:1, the phenotypic ratio, and genotypic ratio was 1:2:1. But to his surprise, he noticed that there are some inheritance changes in this experiment. So he saw that in F1 generation, both males as well as females were having red eye. Whereas in F2 generation, half the number of females of the offsprings were with red eye, whereas other half of the offsprings were male, but only 25% of these males had red eye and other 25 were with white eye. So he started thinking on the chromosomes with respect to male and female individuals. So he thought that there must be something on these sex chromosome which is making this difference. Okay? And here he started sex linked inheritance, wherein same experiment he repeated and he obtained that this characteristic was present on the X chromosome, and that's why the difference he could get in F1 as well as F2 generation. So he crossed the female with XX chromosome with that of male with XY chromosome. So based on the gametes which are formed and their random union, he observed that all female as well as males had red eye. But in F2 generation, since the females are now heterozygous, whereas males are having red eye, okay, but we have to notice here that Y chromosome do not carry any characteristic except maleness. So he came to know that these characteristics are present only on X chromosome. And since these characteristics are present only on X chromosome, therefore the white-eyed male got that characteristic even though it was the recessive gene. And this was just because capital Y, that is the Y chromosome, do not carry any characteristic except maleness. he analyzed that not all the characteristics are present on the somatic cells, that is somatic cells chromosomes, but they are also present in the sex chromosomes too. So the characteristics can be in autosomal chromosome as well as in the sex chromosome, and this characteristic was present on the X chromosome with respect to eye color. Now he tried dihybrid cross and he thought that he would get same result what Mendel had got, that is 9:3:3:1. So he crossed yellow bodied and white eyed female with that of brown bodied and red eyed female. To his surprise, he noticed that in F2 generation he got 44:6:6:44, completely different ratio from that of Mendelian ratio, which was 9:3:3:1, and this was completely different, wherein the parental forms were more in number compared to non-parental types. That means the offsprings were resembling more to the parents and very few were the hybrid or heterozygous. So why this deviation occur, okay, in the some of the species? So to know more about it, we should remember or recall the meiotic division very carefully. We know that in the meiotic division, the cells that are homologous chromosomes becomes bivalent, they come very close to each other and they are called as bivalents. During prophase 1, there is the crossing over or the exchange of genetic material that takes place. We can see here the dark green gene is been taken by the other non-sister chromatid of the homologous chromosome. So there is the exchange of genetic material which will take place. So after the meiotic division, we will see that there will be 4 different types of gametes which will be formed here, in which one will be parental type with dominant factors, another will be again parental type with the recessive factor, but the other 2 will be non-parental or recombinant type. Okay, so we call these as recombinant or hybrid type of gametes. But we see that different types of gametes are seen here after the crossing over. So since it was known that genes are located on the chromosome and there is the crossing over which occurs in meiotic division, T.H. Morgan used 2 terms to explain it: linkage and recombination. Now what do we mean by linkage? It is the physical association between the 2 genes. That means the genes which are very close to each other or stuck to each other. It is very difficult to separate these genes from each other. So these genes are called as linked genes. So we can say that the linkage, it is the phenomenon of certain genes staying together. We can see here they are together. The genes are together here. So these are called as linked genes. And what do we mean by recombination? So recombination, wherein there is the combination which occurs again and again. Okay. So this combination we see in the crossing over, right? So there will be every time when meiotic division takes place, there will be the combination or recombination which will be seen during crossing over. So to know more about these linked genes, we will take an example of 2 different homologous pairs, wherein in one pair the genes are located far away. Okay, they are placed far away. And in other set of chromosome wherein the genes are closely linked or they are very close to each other. Okay. So the genes which are far away located on the chromosome, we call them as unlinked gene. Okay, unlinked gene. So when crossing over takes place during the meiotic division, we will see that the gametes which will be formed are different types. So, 2 will be parental and 2 will be non-parental or recombinant type. But what we see, there are 4 different combination of gametes that will be seen here. So, here during recombination there is the generation of non-parental gene combination which we can see in small a and capital A. Okay. Now, we came to know that genes, if they are located on different chromosome or they are present on same chromosome but they are far apart to each other, in these 2 cases the gametes that are formed are independent to each other. That means the segregation of these chromosomes will be independent or assort independently, and therefore we get 4 different types of gametes and the frequency is equal, that is the 25% for each gamete. But when we see these genes are closely linked or associated with each other, during the crossover, what happens, that full set of genes will be taken by the other chromatid. So, exchange will be such that they will transfer full set of genes. So, we can see here the possible gametes are only 2 kinds, just because they were not able to segregate or they were not able to separate, they are linked together. So, therefore, there will be only 50% of gametes which will be observed which are different from each other. So, here recombination occurs during the crossing over, but parental type will be more. So, we have to remember, when the genes are linked together, then the offsprings will inherit those parental characteristics. So, we can take our example also, that there are some characteristics which are inherited from one of the parent. It is just because that these set of characteristics are placed in one chromosome and they are linked to each other. Okay, they are very closely associated. So, therefore, there are some of the characteristics resemble to one of the parent too much. In T.H. Morgan's experiment, the same thing he explained, that if the genes are linked together, then the gametes that are formed will be more of parental type and very less recombinant type, right? And because of which the offsprings also which will be formed in F2 generation, he got the completely different ratio from that of Mendelian ratio. So, we should remember here that when Mendel used these characteristics were actually either located on the separate chromosome or they were present on same chromosome but they were far apart to each other, and that's why he could get 9:3:3:1 ratio with respect to the different types of gametes which he had observed. Whereas Mendel or T.H. Morgan, he took the characteristics, experimented on those which were linked together. So, therefore, his ratio got deviated from that of Mendel. It also depends on how much these linked genes are associated with each other. Sometimes the genes will be very closely linked or tightly linked, and sometimes these genes will be little far from each other. So, it depends on the distance between these genes which will indicate the parental type of generation or recombinant type of generation. So, the example here which is shown, there are 2 crosses. In one cross, it is seen that yellow body, white-eyed female were crossed with the wild type males. In F1 generation, what was observed where the crossing, when it was carried out, it was seen that parental generation is 98.7%, indicated that offsprings are resembling to the parent, whereas the recombinant types were only 1.3%. This was only because of the linked genes which are very tightly associated with each other. Okay. Whereas when the cross was made between white-eyed and miniature wing female with that of wild type and the F1 generation, when it was crossed, it was seen that parental type was 62.8% and recombinant type was 37.2%. So that indicated, because there was the difference or the distance which was there, it was little more compared to the other cross. So it depends on the distance between the linked genes. Based on that, parental type and recombinant type will vary. So here we see that this cross shows less of parental type compared to the parental type which is seen in the first cross, whereas the recombinants are shown more with respect to the combination, whereas in the first cross it is seen the recombinants are very less. Okay. We can say that on chromosome, genes are tightly linked will show low recombination, right? And the genes which are loosely linked will show high recombination. So with this important point we should keep in mind. So T.H. Morgan proposed chromosomal theory of linkage, which states that linked genes occur in the same chromosome, and these genes lie in the linear sequence. They are placed in the chromosome in the linear pattern. So we can say that there can be less number of chromosomes in an individual, but there will be n number of genes which we will see on each chromosome. Okay. And the strength of linkage between the two genes is inversely proportional to the distance. That means if the distance between the two genes is less, then it will be more of parental type and less of recombinant type. But if the genes are far away placed or the distance is more, then what will happen? The parental type will be little lesser, whereas the recombinant type will be more. So the theory of linkage and recombination led to the discovery of genetic maps, since the genes are located on the particular chromosome and they have a particular position, location or specific place in that chromosome. And this genetic mapping or linkage map was explained by Alfred Sturtevant. He was the student of T.H. Morgan, who prepared these linked genes. So the chromosomal mapping is nothing but it is the linear graphic representation. We can see here this is a chromosome on which the linear graphic representation of sequence, we can see here the sequence and their distance. So we can see this is the distance between the two genes will give a particular map of that characteristic, right, in that chromosome. So we can easily find the map of any chromosome or the characteristics located on particular loci on the chromosome if we know that the recombination frequency. Now later on we will discuss how recombination frequency can be calculated. So this is the recombination frequency for yellow and white. So we will take this an example in order to find out the mapping, how the mapping is carried out. So we will take the body color yellow, then eye color white and the wings structure, okay, miniature. So it was seen in the chromosome yellow white offsprings which were formed were 1.3% frequency they had. Okay. So when we speak about frequency, it is also called as crossing over. So when we find the recombination frequency, we get crossing over also percentage. White and miniature were 37 38.2%, whereas yellow and miniature got 38.5%. So if we want to find out the mapping, we will get this arrangement wherein Y, W and M is located. So 1.3 is the recombination frequency for white and yellow, and 37.2 is meant for the white and miniature. So if we know these two and if we add these frequencies, we will get the recombination frequency for Y and M. So this is the genetic mapping that was carried out by Sturtevant. So we can know the distance and where the genes are located on the chromosome. So recombination frequency reflect the distance between the two linked genes. So we can see here Y and W are linked genes, whereas Y and M are far away placed, so they are unlinked genes. So farther apart the two genes are, the more likely crossing over will occur. So definitely, since these two genes are far away placed, so they will get the recombinant type will be more. So therefore we see the recombinant frequency also will be more. The recombination frequency will give the map units. For example, 1 map unit is equal to 1% crossover. Crossover means it is the recombination frequency, which is also indicated as 1 centimorgan, named after a scientist Morgan, since he had worked tremendously on these aspects. So here we can see 1.56% is the crossing over, so it will be 1.56 map units. So likewise we can get the map units too. What is recombination frequency? So it is the number of proportion of recombinant offsprings, okay, which are produced in a genetic cross between the organism. So how to calculate recombination frequency? That is the number of recombinant we have to take from the progeny divided by total number of progeny multiplied by 100. So we will take an example to explain how to find the recombination frequency, because most of the problems are asked on recombination frequency for NEET exam. So we'll take an example here. In F2 generation, it was observed that there are 85 brown winged flies, 728 black winged flies, 712 brown winged wingless flies and 75 black wingless flies. Among these, the recombinant one are brown winged flies and 75 black wingless flies. So recombinant, when we speak about, those are the hybrid, right, or heterozygous. So how to find out recombination frequency? We will take 85 plus 75 divided by all the numbers which are obtained in F2 generation. So when we calculate, we will get 10% frequency if we want to find out between these genes. We should notice that such recombination frequency is easily can be calculated when the F2 generation is something like this, as T.H. Morgan had got, wherein the parental generation was more in number compared to the recombinant or the hybrid ones. So what to do with respect to Mendelian ratio? So whenever we get the ratio 9:3:3:1, what we have to do is the F1 generation of that offspring should be crossed with the recessive parent. That means we have to carry out the test cross, and with the help of test cross, same way recombination frequency can be carried out. Okay. I hope you all must have understood this topic which we have discussed today. Thank you very much.